Thank you very much, Professor. Excellency, honorable speakers, moderators, and honorable participants. Let me see. Where is it? We heard some key words this morning from Excellency. You mentioned about triple helix theory that's going to be implemented, and also in Indonesia, triple helix is becoming an ideal. We are going to practice the triple helix concept, and we call it ABG, Academy, Business, and Government. And then we put another one is Society, ABGS. Okay, thank you very much. We heard from Excellency Minister, your GDP is 11,000 something. So in this case, our country is not good enough. We have done 11,000 years. So I think we have a better figure here. I would like to mention. So the figure is Indonesia is an archipelagic country. It consists of 7,000 more islands, and with the population is about 240 billion people. You can see that this is a big market, and yes, so quite big, and it's an opportunity or it's a threat. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to express, as mentioned, the Costa Rica Competitiveness Index. I would use the World Economic Forum since 2010. You can see since 2010, our position in this competitiveness index is categorized the transition from the factor-driven states to efficiency-driven states. But we passed the exam and started 2011. We went to efficiency-driven, and then in 2012 we up to 50 rank, and this year we have been increased our rank. So the pillar of innovation, we also increase our rank. Capacity for innovation, we go up to 6 up, and the highest one is university industry collaboration in R&D, and this is really going up very fast, 10 rank. But we have the problem as well. The utility patents granted per million population is going down. As you can see, our population is increasing, and that's not catching up with the academia patent and increase. Okay, as you can see here, the GDP per capita continuously increased, and in 2010 it's still 3,000, and now it's going up to 6,000. You can see in the developing countries, the black line here, Indonesia is something problem here is going under the other developing Asia. We have an economic crisis and political crisis, but we are catching up. We are from. And if you can see the demography, you know that elderly is going to be more people, and the children is going down. And the working age is relatively a bit not increasing, going down. The situation now, we have a bonus demography where the market is very high. The working age is a large portion of the population, The challenge is we have now at the moment competitiveness index is 30. Are we going up or we are going down? And the rule of manufacturing industry is still 28% something. It's showing decreasing trend. And innovation index is steady. And low contributions science and technology to the national economy. This is yet not increased. The R&D expenditure is still low, less than 1% of GDP. The R&D investment for public and private is the government took a very large part for the R&D investment, and the university is still encouraging to change to research university. Mostly in Java Island is based on research and entrepreneur university. And what we are afraid is middle income track if we are business as usual. The government since last year seen the problem. So we have new initiative in acceleration and expansion. We call it the Master Plan of Acceleration Expansion on Economic Development of Indonesia. This is known as a presidential decree. This is to encourage Indonesia to develop country and to the top 10 advanced economies in the world in 2025. Indonesia now is one of the G20 group, and we plan it by 2050 top 7 countries. In 2025, the income parity we would plan in 14,000 US dollar. So this is the plan that we are going to implement it. We started in 2011. The acceleration and expanding consists of 3 main elements: the developing Indonesia economic corridors. Because if you see from the map, Indonesia is not one big land. You know, there is a many islands, 70,000 islands, and in the middle is an ocean. So it's a big challenge. So we have to develop the connectivity and also the economic based on geospatial corridor. And number 3, this is the third pillar, accelerating national science technology capability to support the other pillars. Now you can see here. So if you've been to Bali, this is Bali, the more popular than Jakarta, where I stay here. The corridor 1 this is the island of Sumatra. We have the priority to build the center of excellence of production processing natural resources as energy reserve. And the Java Island, this is the Java Economic Corridor, is the driver for national industry and services provision. At the moment, at the corridor Java, the infrastructure has been developed and the economic growth is very higher than the other corridors. And economic creative are, as Professor already know, very much developed in this area, Corridor 1 and Bali. The other corridor is Kalimantan. This is for mining and energy reserve. And for Bali, this island, this is Komodo Island, a very famous island. This is at the gateway for tourists and national food sport. Our friend from Australia knows very well about this Papua. This is the corridor for development of food, fisheries, energy, and national mining. And the Sulawesi one is fishery, oil, gas, mining. So, what our national scheme is based on the geospatial economic development. And this is the main economic activities that we have been using, like ICT, shipping, textile, food, beverage, and then the national resources like fishery, bauxite, copper, nickel, coal, oil and gas, and others, including the economic creative. The national innovation system that has been also been explained by the Excellency the Minister. This is, I think, the same. The government as a facilitator, intermediator, and regulator that support the technology users like the industry. We can facilitate to the technology users and push the technology needs to the developers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the initiative for the innovation council. We established the Indonesian Innovation Council under directly the direction from the President. We have the plan that the initiative for R&D is 1% of GDP per year, because now at the moment it's less than 1%. Less than 0.1. Less than 1. 10 times, right? And we have steps for innovation system, and we have 2 modes of economic growth acceleration and 7 objectives of Indonesian Vision 2025. So we can have an input 1% GDP and the process and the 7 objectives. So we call it Innovation Initiative 1747. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the figure that we are going to increase from natural resources based, labor intensive, and we are going to have based on capital and technology with skill, labor intensive, and we are going to have an innovation based economy based on innovation and human capital intensive in 2025. Our minister, every year we have published books to commemorate how many innovators that we already been released or passed to some several process. The first year is 100 innovation, and the second year 101, 102, and now is 105. Actually, we can have, but we have to select which one is ready to go to the industry. And this is one of the what we have done, how to put the innovation to the market. At the moment, this is the last slide. The innovation, we build a center of excellence, not only in Jakarta but also in the corridor. So we base on the local potential. We call it SIGE. It's a regional innovation system. You mentioned excellency from the home, and this is also from the home. And then we have in a nationwide system, we call it National Innovation System. And now we reach with you, excellency, and foreign friends, the other. We are looking forward to regional and global partnership. I think this is my presentation. I thank you very much.